This is remarkable Siesta Key Beach in sunny Florida. Pristine white sand, warm Gulf Coast breezes, and sand sculptures rigged with explosives. 8 of the world's greatest sand sculptors are battling against time to create their brand of extreme sand art.
This is a war.
Moment of truth.
A castle. I want to puke.
No professional critics and no judges to impress.
If this fails, this just fails.
Only the audience has the power to decide which team will survive and which team will be destroyed.
3, 2, 1! Your sculpture has been destroyed.
4 teams, 3 rounds,
Time's flying by.
1 winner. Who will take home the $10,000 prize and who will get annihilated? This is Sand Wars.
Hello, teams. Welcome to Sand Wars. Take a good look around, you guys. You are surrounded by some of the top sand sculptors in the world. I'm Jessica Chovat, and I'm sure you're all very familiar with award-winning sand sculptor Rusty Croft.
Welcome to Siesta Key. As you know, this is the #1 beach in the country. The sand here is absolutely gorgeous, and it's perfect for sculpting.
Today, this shore is going to be the scene of an all-out sand war. Your challenge is to create a beautiful sculpture out of these 10-ton stacks of sand. You have 3 rounds in which to do this. At the end of each round, the crowd will come in and vote for their favorite. The team with the fewest amount of votes has their sculpture blown up. The team that survives all 3 rounds gets to go home with $10,000.
Enough talking, let's sculpt.
All right, guys, your sand wars starts now!
Let's go!
There's 3 rounds of competition. Each team has been randomly assigned a 6-foot-tall, 10-ton pile of sand. And the wood used to form those piles needs to come off before the end of round 1. Now, using only hand tools, they have to transform those piles of sand into works of art.
Now keep in mind that the sculptures won't be finished at the end of our first round, so that means that they have to do something extra special in order to catch the voter's eye.
This is going to be interesting.
We're adding an element up top. So if you're going to add on, this is when to do it. You
Do it now.
You do it before you take the wood off. I'm Meredith.
And I'm Dan. We're professional sand sculptors from Treasure Island, Florida.
We travel all over the world doing sand sculpting.
I think I've won everything. I have a couple of world championships, international, more Sculptor's Choice Awards than anybody ever. Together, we're a very strong team. I mean, probably the strongest team in the world.
We are here to win.
Our piece is called Bad Idea. Bad Idea is a guy with a broken light bulb popping out of the top of his head, and he's kind of having just a bad day, you know? Come on, throw that up here. There's a good shot.
Come on, John, you like doing this to me. You should have married a jeweler.
My name's John Gowdy. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was a firefighter there for 27 years, and now my career is totally sand sculpting. I go all around the world carving sand.
My name is Laura. I am an English teacher in Italy.
We just got married a short time ago, and of course we got married on the beach. Where else? Our sand sculpture is called No Hassle Sand Castles. It'll first start out with a sand castle, and then it'll go into an emotional feel of an old man and an old woman still in love.
With a name like Sure Thing, how can we lose?
Is Gowdy doing a castle?
John, what are you making?
A mess.
A castle. I want to puke.
John is perpetuating the belief that sand art is a sand castle. I understand why he's doing it, because it is a people-judged event, you know, and people love castles.
We're trying to show people that there's more to sand sculpting than castles.
My first part of my plan, okay, in this war here we're having, is to build a little sand castle just to get to these guys out here. And it seems to be working. I'd like to concentrate on the people's vote, and that's what I am good at. And Dan and Meredith are just the opposite. They go for the artist judging vote. So I think we have a very good chance of winning this event. The plan for us is to make something really readable quickly and making people like it in 3 hours. But we're the sure thing, so we're going to make it happen.
We got to get some good details in here, get something for the folks to see, not a guessing game for them.
My name's Bruce, and I've been sculpting sand for almost 20 years. I consider myself an expert at sand sculpture.
My name is Don, and I've been sculpting for about 12 years. I consider sand sculpting a hobby, but a passionate hobby.
My daughter's name is Ava. Since I'm gone nearly half the year traveling, doing sand events, I miss out on so much time with my daughter. When I win the $10,000, I'd really like to take my daughter on an awesome vacation that she won't ever forget. The idea of Gearhead is we essentially have this large head that is full of this mechanical mass.
We're going to take this competition.
Just no explosions and everything will be great.
One of the hardest parts of this is getting where we can see where our elements need to be. And right now we're removing the sand that we know we aren't going to be wanting, and that makes it easier to see what's going on. I'm Jeff. I've been sculpting sand for about 10 years now. I work at the University of Puget Sound as a computer programmer.
My name's John. I've been sculpting for about 20 years. I'm here to have a good time. I think me and Jeff, we got a real good shot at this.
The fact that there's a $10,000 prize doesn't hurt. The design for the Grainiacs is a boy who has cobbled together a spaceship using pieces from the attic, the basement, the garage, and he's now, in his imagination at least, soaring off into the galaxy. Our sculpture is very difficult, so it's going to be a challenge.
Grainiacs are really trying to please the crowd here. They have a little boy assembled a rocket going to the moon. He's got a teddy bear.
Yep, the teddy bear would have won my heart instantaneously.
We got some cute elements here, and I think the crowd's liking it.
John is getting the character established, and I'm working on defining the shape of the rocket. You know, this sand is a little soft. When I think of what could possibly go wrong, we could have the front of our rocket fall off, and worst of all, if in working on that middle layer we undercut too much, we could lose the whole thing.
You can't put much weight on it.
Oh, that whole side just collapsed.
I just lost the whole nose cone here.
Ah, when you rush, that's what happens.
Let's get the hose and let's wet it and let's see if we can sand weld it. I think the setback really hurt us. By now, I think he could have more elements in there if it wasn't for having to fix and repair stuff.
If you're not getting a collapse, you're not pushing the edge.
Got this forms blowing out back here. It's a little nerve-wracking. I've had forms blow out and had the piece that we're working on completely fall to the ground. You know, it's the nature of the material. Sand is unstable at times, and the forms go, it's not really to hold anything there.
All right, guys, how we doing?
Hey, Rusty.
Hey, Rusty.
I heard there's a crack in your bottom form.
Yeah, it's kind of blown out on my side over here, so we don't know what we're gonna get when we pop that lower form.
Well, I know what that means, and you know what that means, that this whole pile could be fractured.
Yeah.
As soon as you take that wood off, the whole thing comes down.
Absolutely.
If it does, do you have a plan B?
If the whole thing comes down, plan B is probably just sit and cry a little bit, but I don't think he could recover from the whole thing falling.
Well, I hope it stays up.
It's kind of a guessing game at this time.
All right, well, good luck, guys. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, Rusty. We're just relieving the pressure that's pushing out on that form, so when we take the nails out and the form wants to let go, it won't just pop and maybe send a shockwave through the piece.
That wood is holding back 10 tons of compacted sand and water. It's been pounded down by foot, so all that pressure is just pushing out at the bottom. They pull off that bottom form, and the whole thing is just gonna go plop.
Moment of truth. Last nail.
Coming up.
This is Sand War.
Nice nipple, man.
What do you think about doing a middle finger pointing at John's castle?
Brilliant!
Come on, Bruce, we got to get this thing done here.
This is the time. The tension's on.
Uh-oh, we're gonna be in big trouble.
If our piece gets blown up,
And it'll be very disappointing.
In 3, 2, 1!
Barely 1 hour has passed in the competition, and sand masterpieces are already taking shape on Siesta Key Beach. When round 1 is over, the crowd will vote on which sculptures are worthy of $10,000 and which one will get cratered.
I'm about ready to be able to pop this form. We had a broken form on the very bottom of our pile, kind of looking like we might have an issue with the whole piece breaking right in half and falling open like a clamshell. Moment of truth. It's a little nerve-wracking. Last nail. Nice. It didn't fall.
It's fine for now. You never know.
Really?
Yep, the more this dries out, the softer the sand gets.
Okay, this is what's left of our form. That's not supposed to be bent like that with a break right in the middle.
Thank goodness.
Nice.
Hey guys.
Hey. Hi, Jessica.
You're all part of Rusty's team on Sandmasters. Sue McGrew, Chris Ginto, Kirk Rademacher, thank you guys for joining us. You're also award-winning sand sculptors. So in your opinion, who out here is impressive and who out here has something to worry about?
I'm worried for Dan and Meredith. They don't have as much detail on their piece at the top.
Definitely. They've got a great idea. The design is awesome. But if the crowd doesn't see it in the first 3 hours, it's possible that they could be blown up and then they won't be able to do that piece.
You guys need to hurry up a little bit more. Boy, this side's going slow.
You have to visualize.
I think it's a really cool design.
Well,
but
then at the end of round one, you'll have to vote for us no matter what it looks like because you want to see it finished.
Well, the difference in what we do and, say, the castle is that the castle shows right away. Everybody can see what's going on. Our piece isn't finished until it's finished. You really couldn't tell what was going on, so that's our biggest worry, is making it through round one so we can prove what we're doing to the crowd.
All right, let's talk about the Grainiacs. What can they do in order to survive this round?
I think they need to add a little bit more texture to that teddy bear to make it pop.
I think that they're going to have to make that kid stop looking like a big insect.
Anatomy in general is really difficult.
I think we are a little vulnerable, to be honest with you. Things didn't line up as well as I thought, and some of the carving and detail is not as crisp and beautiful as I would have hoped.
So Team Sure Thing is doing a sandcastle. Do you guys think they're taking the easy way out?
Easily.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're going to get a public vote, I think. They're not even going to bother carving any of the bottom 4 feet because they have the castle.
The castle is just a frame for my piece, okay? And as I said, just to make the other competitors a little antsy. And now we're going to go into the real sculpture, which is a man and a woman, an elderly retirees. This man is looking at her, she is looking at him. I'm an emotional sculptor, and this is what people like to see in a sculpture. When you can relate 2 sand piles together and get an emotional feel, maybe make a child laugh. This is what I like to capitalize on as a sand sculptor. This man's gonna look a little like Dan Doubleday over there with no hair. You know, as I said before, I was a fireman for many years, and we had just fireman banter constantly, so I seek out people's weaknesses mentally and prey on them. Nice nipple, man.
That's the Johnny I know.
30 minutes left!
They gotta move. There's not a lot of time left before the audience is gonna vote and we blow up our first sculpture.
I am entranced by the gears.
There's a lot to be said for repetition of pattern. It's intriguing, but they haven't even started to block out that head that the gears are popping out of.
Yeah.
The audience wants to see details now.
We're just gonna get this face roughed out enough so everybody knows what it is, and then they're gonna be gracious enough to let us go to the next level, and then we can finish it, and then they can really see what it is. I'm confident that we're gonna win. In the back of my mind as I'm carving, I'm thinking about a nice vacation in Hawaii and my daughter running around having fun in the water and just enjoying that prize money. Go on, pick it up, buddy.
Come on, Bruce, we gotta get this thing done here.
So the wind is really gusting today. How much is that going to play a factor into this event?
They got to keep that sand wet.
And if they're doing that, it means that they're spraying 50% of the time and then carving the other half. You know, it's
Exactly.
way less carving time when you're spraying it down all the time so you can work with it.
Laura, we got some wind blowing here, huh?
I can tell.
This is the reason we spray at the very end, and that just protects the detail.
This is it. Details have to be done now. You've got 2 minutes left.
You have to fix the nose. I sprayed too much.
Watch what you're doing there, babe. Hold that, hold this.
Oh,
I think the
it
face just
screwed
slid
it
off.
up. Yep.
Our nose just fell off. This could really sink us. Who's going to vote for a piece without a nose? This could be a problem. We're going to have to redo this nose. Babe, I'm going to need a carving tool real fast, please.
30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
We have 30 seconds left. The wind's gonna blow all this detail away unless we get it sprayed.
At this point, I'm just hoping that we can make it through round one. I feel a little nervous because I don't think we got as far as we wanted to get. We don't have as much detail as somebody else, but hopefully the public think it's interesting enough to see more.
Pop this gear in real quick.
This guy used to be a boxer.
Wow, look at that crowd checking him out. He'll never get it done before the end of this round.
What happens if he doesn't get back on?
I really honestly don't know if the crowd's gonna penalize him for that, or if they're gonna get a sympathy vote.
We'll be back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Put your tools down, your hands up, and step away from the sculpture.
All right, Betty.
That's it, guys.
Well, it's gonna be intriguing to see what happens.
It's the voters' choice, and they're the ones that are going to decide who goes boom.
I voted for Brainiacs because I thought the rocket ship idea was really cool.
I voted for Team Sure Thing because I thought the castle was very detailed.
So the audience is voting. In your opinion, who's not going to make the cut?
I hate to say it, but it might be Dan and Meredith. I don't think they have enough detail on there to win the public's vote.
I'm saying the gears. They are so freaking boring.
Yeah, you know, I love gears, but those gears aren't doing it for me either.
All right, guys, let's find out. Hey teams, the votes have been tallied and it's time to find out which one of the sculptures is going to be erased. Are you guys feeling the pressure?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
At this point, I don't know if we're going to make it to round 2. I'm not sure we did enough in round 1 to get the people to get it and want to see more.
You all did a great job today. Everything looks really nice. But this is Sand Wars. One of these sculptures has got to go.
I don't have the feeling that we're going to get blown up. I honestly don't.
I can taste the $10,000. Tastes better than the sand in my teeth right now, but I can taste it.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth. In 3, 2, 1. Moment of truth. Votes have been tallied, and it's time to find out which sculpture is getting erased. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Team Sandstorm, but the crowd has voted, and your sculpture has been destroyed.
But hey, chin up, hang on. After the next team gets blasted, you're going to join forces and create the comeback team.
That means in round 3, you'll have twice the manpower, but only 3 hours to try and create a winning sculpture from scratch.
Until then, au revoir, my friends.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
I'll tell you what hurts probably the most is getting blown up first. We really got to please the audience, and the audience voted. But I don't think that means that it was the worst. I just think it was the one that this didn't read as well at this point in time.
All right, teams, you've made it to round 2. Good job. At the end of this round, the crowd will come back in and vote again, and we will find out who else's sculpture will be getting destroyed. Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Well, not so fast, because we're gonna make it a little more difficult for you.
We have one more element that must be completed by the end of this round. Each team has to sculpt and import a 12-inch high piece to their sculpture. If it breaks during transport, you have to start over, recarve it. Once you place this element on your sculpture, you cannot alter it in any way. Hands off.
Now, as you know, in the real world, clients ask us to add new elements to our sculptures all the time. So let's see how well you can adapt to change.
That is a twist I was not expecting.
You guys know what to do, so let's get to it. Round 2 starts now!
Go, 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 go! Get it done! We survived! It's great.
I'm happy to be here.
Kirk, Chris, Sue, so you guys have heard what our twist was. What do you think?
It's pretty easy to do like an import that's maybe only 6 inches tall, but doing something that's 12 inches, that's gonna fall apart. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I think Dan and Meredith have it tough because they have very clean sculpture, and there's no room for error. I don't know what they're gonna add. Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta get creative on that one.
You need a 12-inch high import.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to do that's going to fit this piece?
I don't know. What do you think about do a middle finger pointing at John's castle?
Brilliant!
You know I wouldn't let you do that.
Can we make an ear?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love it to really be part of the sculpture and make sense. We've decided that our input is going to be his other ear. We can put it up on top of here?
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
All righty then. We have a plan, Stan.
Okay.
We're gonna need to be thinking about that 12-inch import challenge. That took me by surprise. When I heard about that import, my first thought was, I don't have a clue what we were gonna do.
I need to import an alien.
John, you saved the day. And John saved the day by immediately having this great idea of bringing in the alien and putting him in a spaceship. I felt so relieved that we had a solid idea that fit with our design.
To get this done, I gotta make a place for him to go, a little spaceship.
So alien goes here, planet goes back here, ringed planet up here, and swirl.
Swirl.
Okay.
Let's do it. We got a plan.
You have 2 hours.
I want to stress the surface of the planet, and that includes craters. We want that untooled natural look here.
We're going to put a nice teddy bear here for Dan and
Meredith.
Meredith. That's going to be our import. Dan loves teddy bears. It's just a present for me. And I'm going to go fix that nose.
Good plan.
So, sure thing, it looks to me like they're falling behind.
Yeah, they are going pretty slow. I know they wanted to add in tons of detail. Tons of detail means tons of time.
Do you think it got jangled a little bit when the nose fell off?
Oh, definitely. You never want to set back like that, especially on a face.
We got to do this quickly because we lost some time here. The nose falling off kind of set me back a little bit, but we're trying to recapture our time and get back on track.
Okay, I guess I'll build an ear.
Standing ovation, what do they have to do in order to survive this round?
I think they have to keep on trucking on because they're doing well. They're going at a good speed right now.
I'd love to not watch you for a little bit and then come and see what you've done. It's just like, bam! Right now, Dan and I are doing what we do best, what we feel really comfortable with, and that's moving fast.
I feel a whole lot better, and I'm looking forward to winning this thing now. I got a motivation that I didn't have before. You should get that import on there.
Okay, yeah.
Heavy, it's so heavy. People don't realize how much sand weighs.
Now, do you want me to hold the board while you
I want you to put some sand underneath it. We're putting the import on, and this thing's heavy. I'm having to hold it up here, and Meredith and I are both trying to push this thing off this board into this little slot we have, and it starts to crack. But it was wet enough at the time where we could jiggle it and gel it back together and get it where it's set. Okay, we're gonna do it. Is it gonna stay right there now?
If this ear falls, it could be game over for us. You ready, Dan?
Yep.
Okay.
Just over 90 minutes remain in round 2, and tensions are mounting.
Is it gonna stay right there now?
Team Sandstorm Sculpture was the first to be blasted. And that means that Team Sure Thing, Grainiacs, and Standing Ovation Sculptures are still works in progress, competing for the $10,000 prize.
We're putting the import on, and this thing's heavy.
If this ear falls, it could be game over for us. You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Somehow I'm going to get her looking at him. He's already looking at her. And this is the key of the whole sculpture right here.
I tell you, if Sure Thing goes any slower, they're gonna be going backwards.
I'm not seeing any import yet.
They might want to do it. The time's running out.
Someone ask a question out here. This is like a grandfather and grandmother.
Are they family or just dreaming about it?
He looks like my grandfather.
Gowdy is a great carver, and he knows how to tug at the heartstrings.
He loves to work the crowd vocally. He'll turn around. That's why he's so far behind as well. He's talking and talking. And, oh, the crowd's this and crowd that, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, the crowd. Eyes open or eyes closed? Open. Open.
He's going to have to pick up the pace, and the only way to do that is to not focus about what's going on behind him with the people and worry about what's in front of him with the sand.
It's time to get concerned. 1 hour.
For my import, I'm making a little alien. I figure I'd go for a cute little alien, and hopefully it'll add to the sculpture.
Do you want me to make a little pedestal for it or anything, or?
Nope, we're good. We just gotta get him there. Do you think we should go with 2 shovels?
Maybe. So we've got to figure out how to get this thing over there. And John has a good idea that we'll use the shovels to do it. But now it's kind of tippy, so we scoot our fingers underneath, and now we can hold the bottoms of both shovels.
It's hard enough to move a small import without something breaking. I don't know how they're going to move a fragile 12-inch pile of sand without something going wrong.
Oh, it's going down.
We're going to be in big trouble.
I just kept playing through my mind, we don't have time. If this fails, it just fails. Just repack him up a little bit here. We're almost there, little dude.
We kind of regroup and make one last push over there.
Here we go. A little bit more, move quicker.
We set it in place, and now we just kind of have to hold the sand where it is and get those shovels out of there.
Ready?
Hope it doesn't tip back when you pull that out.
One more.
All right. Woo! You're the man.
It was a good moment when we finally got it in place. It was a minor victory. We did it.
Patch up the flying saucer and our alien is good to go.
10 minutes left.
Okay, I'm building my little present for Meredith. It's gonna be a cute little teddy bear. It was a little present for her, a little mental warfare again.
Guess what John's building, honey?
A teddy bear?
Yeah.
All right.
That's just wrong. The combination of a castle and a teddy bear, it's brutal. It's a people pleaser, you know?
It's the ultimate cheese factor.
He's pulling out all the stops this time, you know?
I really want this crowd to vote for us because we're having a lot of fun with the whimsical elements. And I personally love the chance to make these big swirls and arches and stuff. I think that adds a little artistic element to an already playful idea. There's nothing hanging out there unfinished that we're not going to get to, so I'm starting to feel pretty good.
Yeah, Grainiacs is really hitting their stride now. They have a ton of details in that thing.
I mean, look how they use shadow on the gauges to really give it some dimension. They even have an arch, which is a technique we call a cut-through.
Just really cool details.
If we don't survive this next round, it's not for lack of trying and doing some good work.
We're shooting for the moon.
There are 2 minutes left. If you haven't moved your import, you better move it fast.
Who hasn't moved their import?
I am legitimately worried about Sure Thing here.
If they don't get that import on by the end of the round, they're going to be disqualified.
Hey, babe, where do you want this teddy bear?
Wherever you want, boss. I'm a little bit stressed. Time is going so quickly here. I never realized that 3 hours can be like half hour.
We'll put it over here, babe. Yeah, hold on. Ready?
30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
Got it?
Boss, basta, stop it, it's heavy.
I'm concerned with importing this thing because a collapse can always happen. Moving sand sculpture is a non-natural thing. We're running out of time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Put your tools down, your hands up, and step away from your sculpture. We're gonna be taking a vote and blowing up the next sculpture. Good luck, everybody.
I voted for the Sure Thing because I think there's a lot of intricacy in it, especially the people's faces.
I'm voting for Standing Ovation because I like the way it kind of reminds me of Tim Burton's movies, kind of out there, and it's very futuristic.
So the audience is making their choice. I'm gonna toss it to you guys. Who do you think should go up in smoke?
That's hard. Could be Dan and Meredith, but I think it'll be the Rocket Boy.
Grainiacs.
Grainiacs.
Yeah.
How come?
It's cute, but it's not cute enough.
I would love to see the grandparents get blown up to smithereens. It's old, and it's been done before.
Thanks, guys. Hello, teams.
Hello.
Round 2 is over, and one of you will not get a chance to complete your sculpture in round 3.
So the votes have been counted, and now it's time to find out the crowd's decision.
If our piece gets blown up, I will be devastated because I love to see it finished.
How are you guys' nerves?
Thin.
If we get eliminated now,
We're not going down.
the reality of $10,000 is a whole lot more real now than it was at the end of round 1.
All right, one of the sculptures have got to go. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. One sculpture has got to go. Are you ready?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Grainiacs, but the crowd has voted and your sculpture has been destroyed.
Don't worry, guys. You're not out of this yet. Now you get to join Team Sandstorm and form the comeback team.
That means that in this final round, you only have 3 hours to sculpt, but twice the manpower.
You can still win this thing.
Let's do it.
Emotionally, I was surprised, like, oh, it just kind of hit me that our sculpture was just being destroyed before my eyes.
You just can't prepare for that feeling. You might think you know what it's gonna feel like, but when you see your hard work go up, turn into just a pile of sand, no words can describe that.
All right, guys, this is the third and final round. Please welcome Team Grainiacs and Team Sandstorm back into the competition. All right, guys, you need to work together to form the comeback team. You have twice the hands, but only 1 round in order to create an entirely brand new piece of art from scratch.
That means, as you know, while Team Standing Ovations and Team Sure Thing are putting on their final details, you guys get to start from the beginning.
Do you think the 4 of you can work together to pull that off?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you sure about that?
We'll find out.
We better.
All right, you have 1 round to complete your sculpture. At the end of this round, the crowd will come in and vote again. Here we go, round 3 starts now! Go, 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 go!
I just had a couple ideas, and you guys bounce your ideas off.
The first thing we need to do is have a design chat.
One was a tank, or like a manatee vanity, where there's like a manatee sitting, kind of an underwater theme. I don't know.
I think the manatee vanity has more possibilities. The tank idea isn't grabbing me.
We just came up with the general concept. We were going to do manatees, kind of a family manatee ensemble. It's kind of cutesy. People can relate to it, especially from Florida in this area. And we just jumped right into it. Let's make this happen.
Do it.
All right, we got to crank it. Let's go. Hands, fist, no fist. All right, whatever.
When we've got 4 people, that makes it a lot easier, I'll tell you.
I don't know. More hands aren't necessarily better in this situation. I've done it before, and it's really easy to get in each other's way.
We're in the final round. What are we doing, Dan?
We are finishing in spectacular fashion.
We're on to round 3 here. I'm very happy about that. In this round, I'm doing Granny's breasts. How you doing back there, Laura?
Good, boss.
I'm carving breasts. You have any models with you?
Scusa, but that lady is full of wrinkles.
You have 2 hours.
Time's flying by.
We are in take no prisoners mode. This is Sand War.
Where do we think we need to be here in an hour? Because we're at
An hour, we need to be down to the...
off this form. You get this head
Absolutely.
done so we can reach everything else and get this thing. So maybe even a half hour, huh?
Hey, that's actually looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's looking all right.
Is that looking like a zipper, Dan?
Yeah.
Right now, I am doing detail on the zipper for the tongue, putting the final touches on it.
Only 1 hour, teams, 1 hour. So guys, sculpting a manatee, good strategy or bad?
We're in Florida. It's a manatee. People love their marine life out here.
Manatee.
Manatee.
They're looking pretty good over there. The crowd's gonna love that.
They've got some great detail in there, and it's looking really cute. It looks like they've been working on it for 6 hours, not 3.
I don't know. I think they're going for the cute factor, but it's not cute.
I thought it looked cute, but...
It looks like a turd with eyes.
Oh!
That's what it looks like. They got to do a little bit more detail.
We want to make it read all the way across, so we need to add another element here.
I think everyone starts off making sandcastles. I probably made 200 this last summer. Perfect, perfect.
20 minutes, everybody! You've got 20 minutes!
I have to fill this up.
You got 20 minutes, you could do it.
I think sure thing is not a sure thing. They're sweating it over there now. They keep turning around, and they're looking to see what Dan and Meredith's doing. They're like, whoa, we got to amp this up.
I know Dan and Meredith are good sculptors. I'm a little worried about their team over there. I'm seeing the crowd around their piece a lot more, so it worries me a little bit how the People's Choice is going to go.
Hey, Johnny.
Yo!
What happened to your crowd? Where's your crowd? They're all over here. I don't understand. What happened? It's a bad sign, Johnny.
This is it. Details have to be done now. You've got 2 minutes left.
is the time. The tension's on. They're like, want to finish, want to finish. I love it.
Just crisp up our details.
I don't think we're going to get blown up at this point. I think our piece has come along far enough, and I can taste the $10,000.
I am surprised that we are as far along as we are. We came up with a really competitive piece here. We have a chance to win this.
Love to go home with the money. I think the Manatees can pull it off.
What do you think of the comeback team?
Final touch on this piece is the guy's eyeballs.
Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your jewels down, your hands up, and step away from your sculpture.
Team Green Charm!
Now it's up to the crowd here at Siesta Key Beach. Good luck, everybody.
I voted for Comeback Team because I absolutely love manatees.
I voted for Sure Thing because I just love all the intricate detail throughout the structure, especially in the old people's faces.
All right, these are our final 3 sculptures. Who do you guys think is going home with 10 grand?
That's hard. I'm rooting for Standing Ovations. I really like the concept of their piece. They're pulling it off so well.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm hearing a lot of reactions from these people here, and they're loving that twisted piece that Dan and Meredith's doing. I think they're gonna nail it.
But I know John, and I know how great he is with wrenching people's heartstrings. The finishing touches on that piece will just make people melt.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hello, teams.
Hello.
All right, you guys ready? The big moment has arrived. This is the time we hand out $10,000.
There's no doubt in my mind and Dan's mind that if we were being judged by sculptors right now, we would win this competition. It's scary knowing that the public is judging at this point.
I think we got a very good chance of winning this event. You know, Dan and Meredith got a strong piece too, but I think we're going to win this crowd over.
I want the 10 grand bad. You know, I didn't fly halfway or all the way across the United States to go home empty-handed.
All right, guys, you know what I have here? That's right, 2 live detonators. The first one is going to blow up the 3rd place sculpture. The 2 remaining sculptures will be in the running for $10,000. All right.
Yeah.
Are you guys feeling confident?
Yep.
You do realize there are no more comebacks. This is it. In 3, 2, 1.
9 hours of all-out sand war has finally come to an end. After 3 rounds of tension, tempers, and trash talking.
Nice nipple, man.
Only Team Standing Ovation and Team Sure Thing sculptures are still standing. But the comeback team has literally come back. With only 1 round to sculpt, Team Sandstorm and Grainiacs seem to have carved a crowd favorite that might earn them $10,000.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm sorry, comeback team, but the crowd has voted and your sculpture has been eliminated.
Ouch.
I hate to say this, but I gotta ask you to go.
Oh, bye, guys.
Blown up twice. Not feeling too happy about that.
You know, I felt instant emptiness in my wallet because I was already spending that money.
To be that close to winning the $10,000 and just fall on our face at the end there, that really hurt.
We do have 1 more detonator that will destroy a sculpture. The team that remains standing will be crowned our champion and win $10,000.
I got goosebumps. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Doing this.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Good job. Our piece just blew up. It's kind of disheartening and a sinking feeling to lose to a castle.
I wanted to beat them more than get the $10,000 to make a point, and obviously we have a whole lot more educating of the public to do to choose a piece of art as opposed to a castle.
Oh, we've been great. We've been happy and very, very excited.
Best part was beating Dan and Meredith. They're really into this self-judging, artist judging stuff, but I love the people vote. People know what they want, and they show it through the voting.
It's not over yet. We do have a little surprise for you. Would you like to blow up your own sand sculpture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that answer. Follow me. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Standing on my taco.